everything happens to us for a reason. So that if we were a little late getting here, if there was a flat tire, if there was a this, that was all on purpose today. And the people that you're sitting with, you attracted today. So look at this table that you're with. This is an opportunity to learn and grow. Everybody at your table has something that they're going to offer you today in this growth weekend. So just be open, be ready, okay? And network. Talk to each other. Talk to the people that are helping support us. Another one of our sponsors is Michael Beatty of ChiroWebs.net. Michael, stand up. Thank you. Thank you. So talk to Michael. Talk to the coaches, Lizanne and Kate, about Precision Nutrition, okay? Amazing company. You want to hear something really cool, listen to JMI podcast with the founder, okay? John Berardi, okay? Let's move on. So let's move into more of the conference. I want to start with some intentional pieces, okay?
This is the most important and crucial period of your lives, for what you do now and what you decide now at this age may well determine which way your life shall go. And the question is whether you have a proper, a solid, and a sound blueprint. And I want to suggest some of the things that should be in your life's blueprint. Number one, in your life's blueprint should be a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, and your own somebodyness. Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth. And always feel that your life has ultimate significance. Secondly, in your life's blueprint, you must have, as a basic principle, the determination to achieve excellence in your various fields of endeavor. You're going to be deciding as the days and the years unfold what you will do in life, what your life's work will be. Once you discover what it will be, set out to do it, and to do it well. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are. And finally, in your life's blueprint must be a commitment to the eternal principles of beauty, love, and justice. Well, life for none of us has been a crystal staff, but we must keep moving. We must keep going. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but by all means, keep moving.
Martin Luther King, did he have a vision? Was it clear?
Yes.
Okay? We want you all to have that kind of clarity in your life. That's why today we are handing out your own personal life blueprint. And this is your only worksheet you're going to need all weekend. This is the tool that you're going to use to start to literally define that vision for your life, for your business, not just your vacations. And we're going to guide you through today how to fill this out as we work through it, okay? And this is exactly what the coaches are for. We're going to go through, most of this is exercise work. You're going to be working on your blueprint. So you guys might have to spread out a little bit on your table, make some room, okay? Because we're going to be working on filling this out all day. So as the coaches distribute that, I want everybody just to take a couple of minutes and just introduce yourselves if you haven't already. Just take a couple of minutes to get to know the people at your table and find out why they're here. What's your expectation and your intention for the weekend? And I want you to tell somebody or everybody at the table your intention. What do you expect to get out of this? What are you choosing to do from this weekend? Go. 2 minutes. I think we're ready to get started. So I'd like to introduce our head coach, Dr. Tom Preston.
Hey everyone, thanks for taking time out of your lives to be here. I know Fraser's already said that, but it's extremely meaningful to us that you guys are trusting and investing some of your lives and time and energy and money to be here. It's an awesome privilege to get the opportunity to share thoughts and words, you know. So listen, what I want to do in this next chunk, appropriate period of time, and if you've been with me at retreat, is I want to talk to you about why. Not just why you're here, like in this room, but I mean why you're here on the planet. Webster's Dictionary defines purpose as the reason something exists or is done. And in the world that we live in, everything has a purpose. Everything is beautifully interconnected. I was out on a concrete jungle hike today to ground myself, and I've had the privilege of speaking in this auditorium many times. And literally, I've got like this personal relationship with like some of the trees and bushes out there, right, as I walk. A little on the weird side, I know, for some people, but it works for me, right? And literally just, I was reflecting today on how grateful I was that those trees are there so that they can breathe for me, right? Because if it wasn't for photosynthesis, we'd all be dead, right? Because they take in the carbon dioxide, they turn it into oxygen, and we get a chance to breathe. How interconnected are we all? We all have a purpose. What's interesting is that the way that we express our gifts to the world, the way we express our genius, the way we express our purpose to the world does shift and change over time, in my experience, or it can. For example, as a father, I play a very different role with my 20 to 28-year-old daughters than I did when they were 2 and 5. And for clarity, they weren't quick to toilet train, so I changed diapers every day of my life for 11 years minus 6 weeks. Some empathy, please. Come on, please. Just a little empathy here, okay? So I contend that everything, and in this example now, every human in this room, every human on this planet, of the 7 point whatever billion of us there are, has a factory installed why. There's a reason why you exist. There's a reason why you're here. And there's roles that you're here to play. Really clearly, I've already stated, one of my roles is to be a father. Love that role. One of my roles is to be a husband. One of my roles is to be a consultant. One of my roles is to be an athlete, such as that expresses itself. One of my roles is to be a friend. One of my roles is to be a leader. One of my roles is to be a healer. I have many roles that I play, but I've invested a notable amount of time and energy to get really, really clear about who I am and who I'm not and why I'm here. One of the hardest decisions I ever made was to leave active hands-on practice. I friggin' loved active hands-on practice with every fiber of my being. Loved it with every fiber of my being. One of the hardest decisions I ever made. But there was a calling, there was a restlessness inside of me. You know that itch you can't quite scratch? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody? Yeah. That inside of you wants to express at a possible another level. And that was why I chose to leave hands-on practice and start coach consulting full-time. Again, I want to be clear, these are not moral discussions we're having, right? This isn't a better or worse thing, it's just different. There's equal pains and pleasures to all things in life, which you're going to get refreshingly reminded of many times this weekend, I believe, okay? So the question then for you is, what's inside of you? What is it that wants out? I said everything in life has a factory installed why, right? You turn a light on or put a candle on, where are the moths going to fly to, gang? Where are they going? To the light, right? You take a group of salmon and they're programmed to swim where in the spring? Upstream, right? You take a group of geese, except for the ones that I saw crapping on the sidewalk. Where are they going this time of year, gang? South. So everything has a factory installed why within it, and it's all beautifully interconnected. Such is the intelligence of the universe. This interconnected purposes piece for me was when I got this, you guys, when I really owned this, I think about what Dr. King said in his famous speech about blueprints, right? When I got this, when I got how interconnected we are, like a beautiful chain, I mean, let's just talk about the human beings first. How incredible it is. How, if Mike Beattie isn't doing his magic in the back end of our website, you guys wouldn't have ever, those of you that found it on the website would never have been able to do that, right? If Pam and Ariane hadn't done what they've been doing in the backstage side of this today, I couldn't be here doing what I'm doing, right? When I got how complex it all was, A, it reduced me to friggin' tears, and B, I knew, as Dr. King said, that I needed to do everything I could to be the best version of me. Not some half-ass version, not some Mickey Mouse version, but the best version of me, subject to my human frailties. And in this pocket is a list of human frailties for my wife, just for anybody that's curious here. It doesn't get funnier now. Giggle now, please, okay? Just, boom, boom, be here till Tuesday. Try the veal. No. So when I got that, right, because I was no longer naive. It's not that I didn't know that. But then I had this tremendous sense of responsibility to be the best version of me that I could be. And it is a lifelong quest for me. And I don't need you or want you to be me, but if this is going to touch you, it's going to resonate with you, it's going to inspire you, then I ask you to look inside yourself about what is it inside of you that wants to express more. Alan spoke beautifully about what he wants to express more of. And he's enrolled in our coaching company's work to help him and Cindy get to that next place, because they realized that it would be a whole lot faster to get there with help than it would be to do it, on their own. Let me share with you a couple of stories that have great meaning to me relative to this interconnected piece. This came out of a magazine, the Nature magazine, many years ago, okay? Cactus and lizard. These two life forms exist in the Linhares Game Preserve north of Rio, a very hot place where air temperatures exceed 50 degrees Celsius. During the hottest time of the day, every day, the cactus produces anywhere from 1 to 4 small pink fruits, which it pushes up and out of the top of the cactus. Dr. Nito, who's been studying these two life forms, says the exposure of the fruit is synchronized with the lizard's period of greatest activity in the morning. As the temperature goes up, the velocity with which the fruit rises increases, and they are left most accessible to the lizards. Possibly a coincidence? When the lizard sees a fruit, it climbs up the side of the cactus and grabs it. The fruit has a high water content, so it's viable to the lizard. The seed passes through the lizard's intestinal tract and are dispersed to other areas as the lizard defecates. Each fruit contains 22 seeds on average. The amazing thing is the seeds of the cactus will not germinate unless they pass through this specific lizard's intestinal tract. Interconnected we are so much. A story from Jay's home state of Colorado. 16-year-old Ryan Potten was grouse hunting in the mountains of Summit County, Colorado back in 1992 with his father and friends when he became separated from the group. Freezing rain began to fall and quickly changed to heavy snow. Dressed in jeans, t-shirt, a light jacket, and hunting vest, Potten retreated under some trees and waited for help, occasionally firing off a round from his rifle to alert rescuers. He soon succumbed to the early stages of hypothermia, shivering uncontrollably and drifting in and out of consciousness. Even though temperatures continued to plummet, creating conditions that ordinarily would kill a person without shelter, rescuers found Potten alive the next morning, cold and wet, but with absolutely not even signs of frostbite. He survived, he told his rescuers, because a pair of female elk approached out of the storm and laid down beside him, keeping him warm all night. When the incredulous rescue team checked Potten's story, which he recounted in his recently released book, The Miracles Can Happen, they found 2 large indentations in the snow next to where he lay. There was absolutely no other explanation for how he survived. Are we all connected? Are we all connected? Yes. So beautifully interconnected. Here's the piece, gang, okay? If you don't do what you do, if you don't do what you do and do it to the best of your ability, there are other people that can't do what they do. And I'm not naive enough to not know that, and I'm not arrogant enough to not do that anymore. Do you get that? Right? I'm going to get an opportunity this weekend to share my heart and soul and thoughts with you guys. And as a result of that, my intention, my prayer, is that each one of you will go out and touch more lives with whatever it is your genius is. Right? Whatever that is for you. And maybe what you're doing isn't what you feel like you should be doing. When I met Coach Doty, she was like, I don't think I want to be a chiropractor anymore. I said, let's explore it. Because maybe you're not. Maybe what it is you're doing right isn't what your why is. Maybe you've listened to too many other people. Maybe it's another version of ought to, got to, should, have to. You got to be careful with those shoulds. So this weekend is about blank canvas. This weekend is about a blank blueprint. It's an opportunity for you to just really go inside and say, what is it inside of me that wants out? And maybe what you're doing is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Maybe the roles you're playing is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. But maybe you want to take it to the next level. What does that look like and how do you get there? I promise you, from over 20 plus years of consulting thousands of people around the world, the best way that I know of is that friggin' blueprint. And we're going to walk you through that this weekend. How to get in touch with what's inside of you today that wants to express itself at whatever level of magnificence that is for you. Clear? We good? Yeah. Good stuff. All right, so here is part of our why at Full Circle, is to awaken individuals to the power of their authentic expression and help them realize their full potential, not partial, their full potential, both personally and professionally. Our average client works with us for about 3 years. I've had people work with us for 11 or 12 because their potential just keeps expanding. And then they realize that there's another room, there's another door, there's another opportunity. And they want the assistance, they want the help to get there. To the degree that I have been a success in my life, by my definition, which let's be clear, gang, the only definition of success that matters for you is yours. Not mine, not Bill Gates, not Warren Buffett, not whoever, it's yours. So to the degree I've been a success in my ideal, the biggest reason for me is because I've invested time, energy, and money in really good mentorship, really good consulting, really good coaching. It's made a huge difference for me. I am not so naive or arrogant to think that if I wanted to be warm because I was cold, that I needed to invent fire, right? Someone teach me how to build a damn fire. I'd be quite happy with that, right? I don't have that level of arrogance. And this is, I could not start a program without sharing my gang. And I ask you to find the wife. Which one's the wife? They all look about the same age, don't they? Say it out loud, it's on video. Yes! Oh, they'll go, hey, there we go. This is my beautiful wife, Shelley, of 34 years. This is our oldest daughter, Jera, and her husband, Devin. This is our second oldest daughter, Tessa, and her fiance, Ben. This is our daughter, Tegan, who we just on Monday celebrated her graduation from her Master's of Environmental Engineering at University of Guelph. Quite proud. This is our daughter, Jayla, a little blonde bombshell. She's in her third year at chiropractic school. And this is Talia. She's our baby, our almost 20-year-old baby who's at Laurentian University studying finance. And every family has perfect balance, has been my experience. She is our shit disturber, quite frankly. And that's on video, so Talia, good for you, sweetheart, okay? All right. Warren Buffett says this: the people who are the most successful are those who are doing what they love, right? If you don't know who Warren Buffett is, at the break, please get Google and have a look, okay? He's a guy that has a little bit of awareness about what's going on in the world currently. Okay, so another code name or synonym that we use for your why, for who you are and why you're here and what it is you're here to do or express to the next level is what we call your authentic ability, okay? Factory installed. We're not talking about fatalism here, gang. We're talking about a factory installed way of being in the world. Just like that little lizard, factory installed, that when he sees that pink fruit, he's going to go do that. He's going to go get that pink fruit. He's going to eat it. It's going to hydrate him. He's going to take the seeds. It's going to go through his intestinal tract. He's going to go defecate somewhere, and a new cactus is going to grow. That's factory installed. That's what I'm talking about, okay? It's factory installed that I would be a father. Didn't know it would be 5, quite frankly. Thinking 2 was going to be lots. My wife said 7. We compromised at 5. Feels like a little bit of a compromise. Maybe. So here are some things as we're about to go into a meditation. By the way, just by show of hands, how many people here are some version of a meditator? Use the tool. Oh, awesome. The majority of you. Great. So this is going to be a guided meditation by one of my teachers. Her name's Sarah Blondin. And we're going to go to that in just a minute. But you are going to, I'm setting the intention that in that meditation, you are going to touch something inside of yourself. You're going to, it might show up as a sound, as a color, as a voice, as an image, as an I don't know what. And we're not talking about, things that require funny men with butterfly nets and white jackets to come and get you, okay? We're talking about what we call your inner voice. I'm setting the intention that Sarah is going to say something that's going to help you touch that, so that you can get that clarity as we start the program about why you're here and what you're here to do. We good? Here are some clues that will likely help you listen for that voice. Your authentic ability, usually you show superior skill at this. You have a great talent that other people notice and value. One of my mentors said, if you look back in your life at your childhood, you will find indicators, pointers, that will show you what it was you were likely going to do in your later life. Factory installed. Yes? I can remember being a sixer with a little gold woggle on my little goofy little tie in Boy Scouts. And it was like, I felt like I had a freaking sign on my hat that said, come and talk to Tom if some shit's going on in your life. I mean, seriously. I'm 8, 9 years old and I'm coaching people. I didn't get that till about 15 years ago, but when I got it, it's like, wow, factory friggin' installed. I had some skill at it as a youngster. Passion, you love doing it and you want to do it as much as possible. This is the point where usually somebody says, does sex count? Yeah, of course it does. Energy, it's energizing for you, okay? It's energizing. Whatever it is that's factory installed energizes you. And finally, there's never-ending improvement. You keep getting better and never run out of possibilities for growth. Those are some of the keys, some of the clues, some of the indicators of what we call authentic ability. Anybody have a question for me? We good? We good to go to meditation? Good stuff.
Today on Live Awake, I would like to give you permission. In this moment, on this breath, in the room in which you are sitting, if you would allow me to, I'd like to give you permission to come out from hiding, to come out from behind the curtain of your life and be here on this breath, unapologetically you. This means in this moment, you are allowed to sit without the weight of your various identities. You are allowed to sit here without the pressure of being appeasing or pleasing to anyone. You are allowed to sit here in this moment only to take care of your own self, your own heart, your own tenderness. Let this moment be one of freedom and non-identification. Let this moment be a reunion with the you sometimes do not allow yourself to be. The you sometimes forget. And the you that you are sometimes afraid to be. If you do not know who this you is, it is the one inside of you that feels relief when it comes home and closes the door. It is the tender heart inside of you. It is the you that was shushed when young, that was contained, bullied, ridiculed into hiding. It is the you shoved inside when you were told to act more appropriately, to be less truthful, to hide your feelings, to be more lovable by acting how someone else wanted you to. The you that is free from being what you think others want you to be. It is the inherent you. The one you were born as before squeezed into tiny boxes. The you that came into the world completely unembarrassed, unapologetic, deep as the ocean, ferociously wild and unencumbered, sensitive as skin, wise and wide-eyed. The you comfortingly return home to when everyone has left you to be. I want you to be aware of this self inside of you. Really aware, fiercely aware. I want to lovingly encourage you to be this person. I want to tell you you are allowed to be loyal to this you. That in being this you find freedom. Your intrinsic freedom. And that by being in your intrinsic freedom, you lose the need to be anything other than this you. You remain in your wholeness. You shed what does not serve you. You enter your lightness. It is in this place of freedom to be as you are without excuse or hiding that you are able to easily see and feel where you are not aligned, where you are choosing to live not in your truth. The places you are holding too much together, where you are not saying as you feel, where you are working hard at being perceived a certain way, where you are efforting to be loved as something maybe you are not, where you are afraid to be seen, exposed, vulnerable, so instead you hide. and revolt against those who come into your life. You divide and sever yourself into many tiny pieces in attempt to be loved and accepted. It is a sobering place to stand in, now aware of all the places you are being not how you desire to be, not how you know is true for you. You are becoming awake to all of the places you are not allowing yourself to live from its most fundamentally vital ground. You are becoming aware of the division of selves, how you are one thing and choosing another for fear of not being received. If you are feeling in pain at the realizations, at the seeing of the wholes, know there is nothing wrong with you. Do not feel ashamed of this. We are all doing the exact same things. No person is completely living in their truth and freedom. The pain of these realizations is a kind of beautiful pain. The kind of pain that is loving you. The kind of pain that is trying to bring you into a life where you are serving your most authentic version of you, not hiding from it. Allow your pain to speak. Let it magnify the places you are being restrained. Let your pain be an indicator of where truth is needed. It is a gracious sign for you to heal this into proper order. It is guiding you to a life where you are not one thing, but choosing another. And close your eyes now. And let everything around you be lifted up and away from you. Let space become wide and open around the borders of your body. And follow the gentleness of your breath for a moment. And with every exhale, drop more and more of your identity and image. And begin entering your most simple, quiet self. And hold yourself here, seeing the simple beauty you contain. Notice in the very center of your being that nothing is lacking. Notice the abundance of peace that is holding you. And the abundance and peace you actually are. Please hear me when I say, taking care of this part of you is your most important pursuit. Everything you choose that causes this piece within you pain, everything you choose that causes this piece within you to feel compromised, sore, saddened, or even threatened, in the name of your highest good, Please effort at letting go. Please effort at choosing differently if the piece within you reacts in closing. It is your gentle truth speaking to you. It is the earth from which all else blooms. Tend lovingly, honestly, to the ground within your center. Realize how integral it is for you to listen to and honor by staying close to your peaceful center. You will effort less. You will make more truthful choices. You will spend less time compromising the beauty that is intended for you and your life. It is here, resting in your divine nature, that you can begin to mend your life into harmony, where you can begin to weave your truth into all of the places you are not already living this. I want to give you permission to choose to love yourself first, to remind you that in doing this, the rest will follow, and all that does not will fall away. I want to give you permission to lie here on this earth and understand this is all for you. And that you do not need to effort to be loved or accepted for anything other than what you are. You are allowed to feel. You are allowed to be as you so simply, perfectly are. I want to allow you to let go, to not hold it all together, and remind you that the you inside of you is right here and knows exactly what you must let go of in order to rise above the things that are holding you hostage. And rise above the things that are disturbing the peace of your core. I want to give you permission to follow the deep and unwavering wisdom that is yours within. To enter into your intrinsic freedom and to live firmly seated in this place. Do not judge yourself. Do not feel disheartened. You are waxing. This is a very good place to be in. For from awareness comes choice. From awareness comes integrity. From awareness comes a deep and loving responsibility to keep choosing the path that leads you to your most authentic origin. Begin to love yourself so much that all you are living aligns with and reflects that love. This you deserve. Go now, eyes wide open, without fear. Bring your life in line. Force no pain away. It is all conspiring to bring you home. Go now. Start exploring, expressing, choosing the truths that sit quietly within you, that sit quietly waiting to guide you to nourishing life.
Take a moment, pick up your pens, and write whatever was just affirmed to you, whatever was just revealed to you, whatever was just expanded to you, whatever was revealed to you. Take a few minutes and write, please. One thing I'm going to ask is, if you're in a place of authenticity, which I perceive everybody that chose to spoke in the last few minutes was, please don't ever apologize for sharing emotion, whether it's laughter, tears, whatever it is. That's a conditioned response from a society that I don't share. We don't share. So if you choose, laugh. If you choose, cry. If you choose, well, don't shout in your neighbor's ear, but be authentic, be who you are. That's really what the entire essence of this weekend and our work is about. So thank you guys for being you. Thanks for playing flat out. And I'm going to see you again in just a few minutes.